Hi everyone, I'm Clayton with Forbes AAC, and today I want to show you our new WinSlate eye tracking system and talk about how you can perform eye tracking in the standard high position but also a low position as well. So our new WinSlate is totally redesigned. It's thinner and lighter than ever before, and it uses different eye tracking technology, a different mounting bracket, and a longer flexible stand. And what that allows us to do is perform eye tracking right from a tabletop surface. So before, we had to drag out our X-Base mount or tabletop mount, but now I can do my eye tracking right from a table. So let me show you how that works. I don't need to do a new calibration because I've done one before, but for those of you that haven't seen this, I want to show you that. I basically just line the device up, and you could see this avatar. This is a distance indicator. When I'm in the right position, the avatar is crisp, white, and smiling. So that's a pretty good position right there. And then I could just look at the calibration button. This is the calibration. I look at the target as it shrinks on the screen, and the software in turn calculates where I'm looking based on my eye movement. So I'm almost done. One more point, and there we go. So now I've calibrated the eye tracker. Hopefully you're able to see that. Let me turn this in a little closer. So now I can do eye tracking. So for example, if I wanted to say hello, I would look at my text talking grid, and I could just look at the H, the E, and my word prediction, hello, and spell out and communicate that way. There's tons of different grids, by the way. But what if I needed something more attention grabbing? And what comes to mind, for example, is in our clinics when we're doing AAC therapy with a child and we need something really attention grabbing. In cases like that, it helps us to put the device high and draw attention to the user by mounting it right in front of them, okay? And there's other reasons for that too. When we look up, sometimes you get a better view of the pupils, which helps our eye tracking. But imagine, if you will, that I'm doing therapy with a student, a pediatric child, and maybe I have this interactive activity up, the Dilbert the dog, and I say, okay, let's give Dilbert a bone. So the child would then look at the bone on the display, and then an interactive and dynamic visual would appear. So it's great to be able to move from the low mount to the higher mount as well. And then the third reason why it's so important is for the cases where we're doing a wheelchair mount, and that's what I want to talk about next. So to show this, I'm going to bring the camera forward just a hair, and you can see I have a Permobil, that's an M1 power chair. I have a wheelchair mount attached right to the chair with a swing away clamping attribute. So for this, I'm going to swing the mount out and install the WinSlate. And because it's so light, this is very easy to do. So I lock it in. And then for my next trick, I'm going to get in the wheelchair and show you why it helps to be able to mount this device so low. So let me transfer over, hopefully without hurting myself. That would be exciting. Okay. So now that I'm in this chair, I could bring the WinSlate closer to me and lock in the locking clamp. And I'm going to see if I can spin around and show you eye tracking basically from the chair. Dun, 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 dun. I'm not really a good driver of this thing. But the reason it's so important is if I am driving my chair and I need to eye track, I need to be able to see where I'm going. So I don't want a device high in front of my face. And you could see I just moved the device from one point to the other. My calibration is still intact. So I'm going to come in here and write out the word hello, H-E, and then select hello. You can see the tracking works really well in this lower position. The other added benefit of being in that low position is the length of the mount tubes. So let me remove this to show you. I'm going to remove the WinSlate. Traditionally, because devices need to be really high, the mounts end up being very high and very long and heavy. With this low mount configuration, this is all that I need for a mount arm. And when you're taking the device, the wheelchair in and out of a car, and you're having to carry this around, it's really nice to have it be lightweight and small and not too intrusive. So I hope you liked the video. And I hope that makes sense. You could learn more on our YouTube channel, or of course visit us at ForbesAAC.com. And as always, thanks for watching and thanks for your support.